Let me show you a little bit about the ocean, how it appears from space. One small video, and then we will go into the course. So just to have good starting. So you can see countries and coastlines from the space from this video. Just to see this video for 3 minutes. This is the Red Sea. We are near the Red Sea. Libya, a desert country. But then on one side, you see, you have Mediterranean Sea here, Nile Delta. Israel on the seaside, and you can see Iraq and Iran around the sea area here. This is the Caspian Sea, landlocked sea. If you still fly, then you come across Spain and Portugal. That is Atlantic Ocean here. This is Atlantic Ocean. Then when you fly, you see Mediterranean Sea here. This is Africa, northern part of Africa. We are flying on northern part of Africa. So if we keep flying, Sudan will come. Now you are flying on Pacific Ocean. On your left is Japan. What you see here is Japan. See the Japan surrounded by Pacific Ocean. We are flying around the United States. Mexico on the left-hand side, Atlantic Ocean. It is Ecuador, again Pacific Ocean. On the south is Pacific. This is Gulf of Mexico. Lot of oil, America, they extract from here. Ocean engineering. This is what we are going to discuss. The main purpose of this class is to tell you the basics of ocean engineering, because this is an engineering discipline. Many children, they may not know it well. Unlike civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical, electronics, computer science, information technology, these are all the things somehow all children, they know to some extent, because you speak in schools about this. Your teachers also sometimes they tell about this. And when you meet an engineer, he will be either a civil or mechanical, electrical, electronics, or computer science. You may not, I'm sure from your whole group, maybe one or two might have met an ocean engineer or someone related to ocean science. Not, we don't have many ocean engineers, so that way the discussion will be completely new for most of you. So this will help you whether if you are willing to go for engineering for your studies, then after hearing the lecture, you think yourself whether you wanted to become an ocean engineer or not. So the main purpose is to give you a clear guidance. Okay, that is the main purpose of this particular 1 hour lecture today. today, and as he said, next Friday we will discuss. Today I will discuss for 45 minutes. Then 15-20 minutes you raise your questions, basic doubts. We will keep answering. Then next week again we will discuss for half an hour or so. Then we will have more time to answer your queries. Whatever query or whatever doubt you have, you can keep raising. So first I will tell you what you will get from this particular course. This is what first we have to know. You will know what is ocean engineering, and you will also know what is the challenge in this engineering. Every engineering field has a challenge. So you will know what is the challenge. And as a student, always you look for studying in good institutes around the world, everybody. And if you are planning and your parents are planning to admit you in a good institute, you have to know which institute offers good program in ocean engineering. And you also like to know whether fellowships are available for the studies. And your parents from the beginning, they wanted to know what is the opportunity, job opportunity, what type of job you will do when you become an ocean engineer. If you know it from now, and that may trigger an extra interest in your heart. And finally, after hearing, discussing, you yourself, you raise the question, is it worth going for this particular course as your college education and for job? You can decide. So I was showing you a small video clip. That is what this one, the view from space, particularly to show you a little bit about how the ocean looks like from space. I have another amazing journey from Earth to universe. I also prefer that you all watch this, because this is not related to ocean engineering, but related to complete psychology of our thinking about ourselves. First of all, I love every kids should watch this, and at the end of watching you will know what I am saying. Okay. So you are seeing the full ocean surrounding completely now in this view. Keep watching the earth, everybody, where it is moving, keep watching it. That big dot is earth, it is moving in the universe. So we are going outside earth to the universe. that is a Milky Way. What you see is a Milky Way, and then now you see so many other galaxies. So we are inside the Milky Way, and the Milky Way is now becoming like a dot. You see, it is becoming like a dot. This one. So we are inside that Milky Way. So similar to Milky Way, there are so many other galaxies all around. Each one is a galaxy. Inside each galaxy, you have many billions of stars and planets. So what you see now, the dots, each dot is similar to a galaxy. So there are billions of galaxies now. So each dot is a galaxy now. All those galaxies, they are together called universe. What is the feeling you are getting?
We are living in such a small place.
Yes. The earth is,
Now,
earth is
I
like a
think-
sand. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that we think that we are very powerful, but we are just a simple, very small, simple thing in front of this universe.
What is your name?
Avinash, sir.
Great. This is the first feeling I also got after seeing this. First feeling I got immediately after watching this is that is the one. So then I thought we should completely destroy our ego. Whatever small ego we have, we should take it down and then crash them. That is the feeling I got first immediately after watching this. Okay, anybody else?
We are nothing in front of the whole universe, and
We are nothing in front of what really the universe is. From any point of view, any aspect of view, we are nothing. Okay, good, super. Then what is the other feeling you get?
Sir, I had a feeling that if the universe is so big, consisting of so many galaxies, then how many other life forms may exist in these different galaxies in different parts of this universe? And I get a feeling that we are not the only one living in this universe.
Exactly, yeah. That is also another scientific thing. Though the science has developed so large from all aspects of what we are learning, starting from recent scientific development, you see, last 10 years, computer science, information technology, nanotechnology, robotics, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, keep telling all those new technology development. Then even now, do we know any other plant, any people are living? We do not know. So that means science development is so small that we do not know whether any other creatures are living or not anywhere in the universe. Good. That is a real clear observation. Yes. Anybody else?
we are yet to learn a lot about this universe.
We have to learn a lot about the universe. But then the science and technology are tools available. It is not sufficient to learn that much of thing. What we are trying to learn last few years is a little bit about moon, little bit about Mars. Since we send a satellite there, we could able to learn a little bit about that. But even we could not able to learn about other planet of our own family. We belong to a family called a solar family. Sun is our father or mother, whatever it is. And then all the other nine planets, they are like our sisters and brothers. So we are a family, solar family. So that means we are all belongs to one family. There is no religion, no caste, no greed. This type of feeling we are getting after watching this, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you
Yes.
getting that type of feeling?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are getting. Okay, another feeling I got, I will tell you.
Huh?
See, earth is like a sand, one sand. If you count the number of sand on the earth, for example, you take all the sand available on the earth, you count them. If possible to count, it will be many trillions of trillions of trillion. That is the number of sand. We are like one sand, earth is like one sand in the universe. Okay, that means there are planets, how many we do not know, but it must be in the order of trillions, trillions of trillions. Okay, so that means overall we are nothing. So now from this view, I come to my teaching. Why I am showing all these things? Nothing is impossible. Nothing is small. Nobody is small. Nobody is big. Nothing is impossible if we are really loving to learn. Every one of us can do wonders. So this philosophical way of talking, we can talk for hours, but I'm not going to talk for hours. So keep your mind open by after seeing this, open, keep your mind open, keep asking questions, whatever it is, and try to learn from the 30 minutes of what we are discussing, which will help you to select a good career. Okay, so now I will go for presentation again. Okay, what is ocean engineering? Fundamental. Okay, I'm putting it in this way. I will explain one by one. It is nothing but application of basic and ocean science. See, each and every word here has a meaning. Basic and ocean science for development of ocean space and infrastructure. Why we have to develop infrastructure for sustainable utilization or sustainable use for our living and sustainable use of living and non-living resources for our benefit of the biomass. We one belong to the biomass. We are one. It is see, all these resources available is not only for human being, for all the biomass. That is the reason I was showing the first video. See, we have to respect equally human being, ourselves, and all other biomass. That is very, very important. So the resources available on the earth, we should use sustainably, and also we should allow all other life, marine, not only human biomass, all other biomass, allow them to use properly. So that is the point. Application of basic sciences, physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology, zoology, whatever it is, they are all the basic science. And when you move from after learning a little bit of basic science, if you put attention, you learn ocean science. I will tell you what are all the science. Once you are a little bit familiar with the basic and ocean science, use that knowledge, study on principles of engineering of ocean, how to build different type of facility, starting from port, harbor, offshore drilling platform, ships, coastal erosion protection area, underwater tunnel for rail to move from one country to another country, like underwater tunnel joining England and France, and a lot of underwater tunnel in Japan, or building floating airport, building new type of island, generating new type of island to make houses. All those things are called infrastructure. So why we are making infrastructure? Because we need them for our life. You need port, harbor, airport, offshore drilling, mineral exploitation, catching fish and crabs, everything is engineering. Okay, so you learn science to become an engineer, to develop all this infrastructure in a way. The way is economically you have to make it. Okay, see, one of the important thing an engineer has to do is, once you learn the subject thoroughly, then you help the society to make all these infrastructure economically, not expensive, not spending a lot of money to develop infrastructure. Okay, economically. Second one, environment friendly infrastructure. Anybody can make infrastructure, but not at the expense of deteriorating the environment. Children, you all take this word from me, because we learned this after many years of our working. But I am telling you, since you are children, you learn from now. Infrastructure, any development without causing damage to the environment, very, very important. Okay, or develop infrastructure with a byproduct of improving environment. If some of us can do that, it is wonder. Okay, so this is the background. So you learn science first and learn ocean science next, and use it to learn engineering, then take up a job. The job involves developing many different infrastructure. Why you develop infrastructure? For using living and non-living resources for our comfortable life. These are all the link. You all got the point? Anybody have any doubt in this definition?
We are clear, sir.
Okay,
No, sir.
fine.
I understood.
You understood. Everybody understood, right? Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.
Now, since the definition is clear, now I will go in the order. If somebody wanted to become a good ocean engineer, this is a LKG, UKG. I am telling first LKG, UKG what you have to do. First, you have to learn physics, chemistry, mathematics, biology. These four are core science. Everybody will learn in your from first standard till 12th standard. You all learn. These are core. Then you also need to learn environmental science and ecological science. This is another important discipline we have to learn. Also, we have to learn about geological science, science of the earth and ocean and atmosphere. Okay, that is what is this science. We have to learn the basics of all those things. We have to also learn economics and finance, because an engineer, not only he should know engineering, but also he should know economics. Then only he will help the society how to create all this infrastructure economically. When you do it, then only you are a successful engineer. For example, if I wanted to build a home for my family, for example, if I do it without consulting an engineer, two things will happen. Without consulting a knowledgeable engineer, if I do construction, two things will happen. One is, I may build a building which is not full of safety. It may fall down anytime if it is designed unsafe. Or I may build a building which is very high safety, which is also very high safety means you spend, you put in lot of lakhs of rupees into the building which is not required. We should not do both the things, not only in civil engineering, any engineering field. We should not do failure design or over design. Both the things are wrong. So that way we have to also know a little bit about economics and finance. Now, specific science related to ocean engineering. These are all the signs related to ocean. They are called oceanography. That is a common name. But inside that you have physical oceanography, chemical oceanography, biological, geological, ocean environment science. These are all the major.
Sir,
Science.
can you please speak a little bit louder?
Little bit louder. Okay. Hello, you are hearing now?
Yes, sir. It's
Sir,
good
now
now.
it's
Thank you,
better.
sir.
Okay, fine. So oceanography contains a major five science. Somebody wanted to teach in between? Okay. So these five are ocean science. An engineer, if you wanted to become an ocean engineer, first we have to know ocean science, because this is the fundamental. Physical, chemical, biological, geological, environmental, all related to ocean. Okay, so these five science we have to learn basic. Number 2. First, we have to learn math, physics, chemistry, the one I was telling you. Second is learning of these science specifically for ocean. In physical oceanography, you learn about ocean. You go to beach, you see waves. You learn about the science of the waves. People in Madras, you go to the beach, you see the waves, correct? Chennai.
Yes,
So you have to learn about the science of waves. Yes, science of how water level is moving up and down, how the water is moving, current, we call it as current, how the seawater temperature is varying. These are all physical. Chemical is the chemistry of ocean. Chemistry, what is the pH value, what is the dissolved oxygen in seawater, like that, the chemical aspects you will learn in oceanography of the chemical. Biological oceanography, you learn about different life living in the ocean, in the water, in the surface water, or the seabed, even below the seabed. Like the biology on the earth, you learn about cow, dog, cat, lion, elephant, you learn about them, basics of them, right? The habit, what they eat, where they live, what type of habit they have. These you learn a little bit. Similar to that, we have to learn about the life and how they live, all these things, biological. Then geological oceanography, like geology on the earth, how the ocean floor, what type of material on the ground, how strong it is, whether you have hills, volcanoes, what is the strength of the ground, all these things. That is called a geological. And the environment, ocean environment. Okay, the general environment, like the environment we live, we have to also learn about the environment. So these are all knowledge building. Before you become an ocean engineer, you have to learn all these things. They are joyful ones. Apart from oceanography, we have to also learn a little bit about atmospheric science. The science of atmosphere, the solar radiation. Because of radiation, what happens on the surface of the earth? Wind, pressure reduction. At one point you have high pressure, one point low pressure. Wind blow from high pressure to low pressure. When wind is blowing on the sea, because of the movement of the wind, it generates waves. During cyclone, how the wind is circulating, how the water vapor is evaporating during cyclone and goes to the upper atmosphere, moves, rainfalls happen. They are all atmospheric science. Atmospheric science is very important as a basic understanding for an ocean engineer, because when you are working in the ocean, you have to know how the climate change. For example, if you are chief engineer in a ship, for example, before you start your ship from Chennai to Japan, if you are a chief engineer working in a ship, you have to know the atmospheric conditions from the starting point till the ending point. you should know when somebody is communicating the message from control room. As a chief engineer, you should able to understand all these things. So that way you need to know about atmospheric science. Then again, now science part is over. I am going into slowly engineering part. In ocean engineering of ocean itself, they have many different engineering. Okay, I am telling one by one, I will tell you. There are different engineering in the ocean because even many parents, they have doubt what this means, what that means. So I'm just trying to clarify now. Okay, there are courses called ocean engineering, courses called coastal engineering, offshore engineering, naval architecture, marine engineering. I'm just giving the major courses in related to ocean. Okay, they all for a common person, they all look same, but they are different. Okay, I will tell you starting from naval architecture. Naval architecture is a part of the whole system of engineering, but people focus on how to design, fabricate, construct a ship. So somebody who is doing that type of course, he is called a naval architect. So he fits to build ship. So that is a course called naval architecture. But then when you build a ship has to be always in water, ocean water. So it enters into ocean. So it plays with ocean science. Next, I wanted to tell about marine engineering. This is another course. Now, last 10 years, very widely, many people are learning. Marine engineering is nothing but someone who specializes in engineering of the ship propulsion. Ship, when ship is standing, if you want to move, you have to run the engine, like an engine of aeroplane, engine of car, whatever it is. So somebody who is a specialist in engine and propulsion of ship, they are called marine engineers. So there are many people who do marine engineering course and they join a ship. They take care of the propulsion engine systems. If there is a failure, they know where it is failed and they do maintenance and they know for the ship to go slow or fast, what to do, what not to do. So if you want to become an engineer in this area, it is called marine engineering. Now I will come to the next one called coastal engineering. Coastal engineering is nothing but it is an engineer whose specialization is infrastructure development in the coast. In the coast, when you go to Chennai, for example, coast you go, you will see port, harbor, coastal protection, fishing marina, and some places you see people dumped rocks on the coast called the sea wall. So anything you develop in the coastal area, if somebody is a specialist, they are called a coastal engineer. Offshore engineer, offshore. This is shore here, you go away into the ocean, in deeper water. And what type of engineering you do there? You go and build a offshore drilling platform. You know, people drill the seabed for crude oil. So somebody whose specialization is to extract crude oil or any other resources in deeper water, if he knows the technology for that, he is called offshore engineer. But the ocean engineering is somebody who knows about coastal engineering, offshore engineering, little bit about naval architecture, little bit about marine engineering. So an ocean engineer is an engineer who knows little bit about all these things. So that is what called ocean engineering. Is it clear for everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See, if somebody drinks all the water from the ocean, is it possible to drink all the water from the ocean?
No, sir, not at all.
Yes.
No, sir.
So it is not within our strength. So if somebody drinks water and then if you go to the space and watch how it looks like. Ocean looks like this. So the green color indicates the Earth's solid surface, land area. This indicates the ocean area. Okay, this is Pacific Ocean, this one. Okay. This is what ocean, this one? Anybody? In between
the
Europe,
Atlantic Ocean.
yes, in between Europe and America, this is North Atlantic Ocean. This one,
South Atlantic.
in between Africa, this is Africa, South America, in between this South Atlantic Ocean. What is this ocean? From India, this is India, you know, all of you know, correct? Anybody
Yes,
have doubts?
yes,
Is India or some other country? Are you sure? Are you sure,
Sir, it's
everybody?
India only. The Sri Lanka near.
Ah, you got it, yeah. What about this one?
So that's Saudi Arabia.
Arabian Peninsula, total. See, the whole thing is, this whole thing is called Arabian Peninsula, surrounded by Arabian Gulf. This is Arabian Gulf. Red Sea, this is Arabian Sea. So in the whole Arabian Peninsula, this is the single point I am putting, this is Kuwait. So I am talking from here. Okay. This is Indian Ocean. What is this country?
Australia.
Australia.
Australia. Is it an island?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
It is an island because surrounded by water. So it is an island, but it is a continent. Though it is an island, it is a continent. The biggest island and the smallest continent is Australia. Okay. What is this country?
North America.
North America.
North
Yes, sir.
America.
Yeah, this one what I'm showing is the United States of America. This is Canada. This is
Canada.
no, Alaska.
Alaska.
What about this?
So South America and Brazil.
South America.
Brazil.
Okay. What about this?
Japan.
Yes. What about this?
China.
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 What about this?
Russia.
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 What about this?
Europe.
Norway. What about this?
Sweden.
What about this?
United Kingdom.
United Kingdom.
What about this?
Iceland.
Iceland. Okay, good. So this is one way of knowing. So every country I am showing now, they are surrounded by sea. Every country has the influence of the sea or ocean. Okay. You know how much is the area or percentage wise, how much is the area of the earth covered with water in percentage wise?
So 2/3.
79.
More than 70% is covered by ocean, sea, bay, or gulf. Okay. So more than 70% is covered by water. So physiography of the ocean, why I am showing, you have to know the whole earth plate. Earth is made up of few plates, and the plates are slowly moving from each other. Okay, so you see this is one plate. They move, and this is another plate. They keep moving. So it is like a ball. Earth is like a ball covered with a few plates, but the plates are not fully stationary because the magma is dynamic. Magma keep on moving. It applies force on the plate to move. When the plates are moving, for example, this is one area from India. This is one area where the plate is sinking. Wherever it is sinking, that is the dangerous area for earthquake. If earthquake happens here, it will create tsunami. So everywhere the plates, moving plate sink and they create earthquake, you get tsunami. Tsunami understanding is one of the basic thing for an ocean engineer. You have to know about tsunami. Okay, you see India from the space from the south. Okay, how beautiful it is. Is it beautiful or not?
Yes, sir.
It's beautiful, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, whenever I see India or any country from sea, from the space, by looking at the color and the nature, immediately I feel very joyful. I forget about all the stresses and strains. I feel so joyful because of the beautiful nature here. You see here, I will tell you some of the important things. India, from this point, from Kanyakumari to the northernmost point, is more than 2,500 kilometers. Similarly, from here, west to east is also closer to that. And you see here, from here, the Western Ghat, it goes like this. Kerala is here. And this is Eastern Ghat here, Eastern Ghat. And when you go to the north, here it is a plain, almost plain. Here, where Ganga is flowing, it is almost plain. Okay, so you have so much of undulations on the earth itself. But then I told the undulation under the sea is much, much bigger than this. Okay, what is this light blue color indicates? From Ganga and Brahmaputra, throughout the year, the water comes and then it goes into the sea, along with a lot of sediments, clay and silt sediment. You make toy out of the sediment in your home, or the people making pot, they use clay and silt. That is the type of sediment comes here, and they are temporarily floating and moving.
Sir,
So
there are
this is
seas, right?
yes. So that is the color here. When you come from here, go into this area, the deep water here. You know what is the water depth approximately here? Any idea? Anybody?
No, sir.
Yeah, if you know what is the meaning of 1 kilometer, you know, correct?
Yes, sir.
Everybody,
sir.
meaning
sir.
of 1 kilometer, you know, right? If you walk
Yes,
early
sir.
morning, if you walk brisk walking, in 10 minutes, as a young people, if you walk very brisk, in 10 minutes you go 1 kilometer. That is 1 kilometer. So here the water depth can be 5 kilometer, 5,000 meter. That means almost like 8,000 steps, your steps. That is the depth of water here. Okay. So that is the water depth. You know what is the water depth, maximum water depth on the sea?
At Mariana Trench, right?
Yes, at Mariana Trench in Pacific Ocean, east of Japan, more than 11 kilometers. Everest here, Everest somewhere here, it is only 8.8 kilometers. Whereas Mariana Trench is 11 kilometers. It is much deeper than Everest. So that is the order of water depth. When you see this land area, the sea area we own most of the country, they are of the order of the land area. If our land area is, for example, X million square kilometer land area, sea area also in that order. That much of area we have. This is called exclusive economic zone. Okay. So within that zone, we can go and do whatever we want, fishing, constructing structure for offshore drilling, all those things we can do.
Sir, the exclusive economic zone is related to the land area also. Land area
No, from the land,
250 kilometers.
12 nautical mile. 12 nautical mile is closer to 20 kilometers. 20 kilometers from here perpendicular. If you draw a line, that is called exclusive economic zone, 12 nautical mile. Okay.
Okay, sir.
The shallow color indicates shallow water. These are all shallow water because every river, they discharge sediments. Last millions of years they are doing. So sediments finally go to the sea, slowly they will go and settle, creep shallow. from this is called a continental shelf. All these things an ocean engineer learned. In few thousand years back, 12,000 years to tell you, 12,000 years back, the sea was 25 meters down below what we have now. 25 meters below the level of present day. Sea level is rising. You all heard from your studies, sea level rise.
Yes,
Sea
sir.
level
Yes,
is
sir.
slowly rising. But then sea level was 25 meters below. During those days, there is no separate country, India, Sri Lanka. We are all one together. And we have a country south of India connecting India and Africa. So it was like that. We were connected with Africa. We have the proof. For example, if you go to Somalia, the culture of people in Somalia, the food habits, they are all exactly similar to India. Why? Because we were all living together many thousands of years back. Okay.
Sir, now
because
also
of-
there's an iceberg that's melting. It's near Spain.
yes, iceberg is keep on melting. In another 100 years, the sea level
Sir,
may
it was the
rise by-
biggest iceberg and then it broke off from that.
yes, yeah, they are all keep on melting because of the atmospheric pollution and the greenhouse gas we are emitting. Okay, so this is how it is. Now some facts you have to know about ocean. This is what motivates you to become ocean engineer. Ocean covers 71% of earth. Very, very rich in animal protein. How many of you love crab and prawn curry?
Sir, I've
Me, sir.
eaten crab and prawn only once in my life.
Prawns.
You have not tasted in life? How many of you say you never tasted prawn fry?
Sir, I have never tasted.
Never tasted.
Sir, I have eaten, but only once in my life. Even
once
crab.
in your life. Okay. Now I am telling you, everybody, today evening, you ask your mother to cook prawn fry for you. Then you will know how great the ocean is.
Yes, I have eaten many times.
Okay. Or crab curry. Because they contain protein with a lot of minerals which does not exist in other type of vegetables and non-vegetarians, prawns and crabs. Omega-3, all those things in some of the fish, it contains very rich omega-3 which is required to fight against corona. Okay, so as an ocean engineer, I am recommending you all to take the food coming from the sea. They are very rich in many minerals, proteins, less harmful fat, whatnot, and more than that, the taste. Okay, so that is another thing, rich in protein. Can you live nowadays without electricity?
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
Not at all possible.
No.
Imagine in another, say, 60, 70 years, all crude oil available in the earth, they vanish. All coal completely vanish. Then what to do to produce power?
So solar energy.
Solar energy. You can do.
Hydropower.
Solar and wind energy.
Wind energy. You
Sir,
can do.
but that will be too
Tide
less.
energy.
Yes. So what you have
Nuclear
to do is,
energy.
nuclear energy, you will use it, but it is very risky. So many countries, they are not using.
Many countries have banned nuclear.
Banned. So you have to look for all type of renewable energy, pollution-free energy. We have to develop technology. We have to reduce cost of production. And if you remember, first point I was telling, you also need to be an economist, because developing science and technology alone is not sufficient. You have to think about economics, how to reduce the cost, So it is useful for the society. Ocean contains huge potential of power. Why I am pulling like this huge? Because the amount of energy stored in ocean, you use 1% of that energy. If you extract, it is much more sufficient than what is required. You understand?
Yes,
See,
sir.
in your home, for example, father, mother, and 3 children, imagine, you need 1 kilogram of rice per day, for example, you take. If somebody comes to you and gives you 1000 kilogram of rice every day, for example, what you will do?
Share it to others.
Refuse to take
Sell
or
to shop.
share with others.
For every house, somebody is coming and giving 1000 kilogram every day. He comes and says to you, I have 1000 kilogram. If you want, you come and take. I have in my godown. Every home, I wanted to give 1000 kilogram. Will you go and take every day 1000 kilogram?
It's just excess. We
No,
only see
sir.
how much we want.
So we won't take because we have a lot of rice left.
We
Yeah.
will try to change it in another way.
Hmm.
Put the waste rice to the plants, grow more. I think we can convert it into other things.
Yes.
Try to.
Yeah. Why I am telling this example? The ocean contains so much of energy. Even if you take 1%, it is more than sufficient. So that is what I wanted to say. This particular rice example I am telling because of that. And the ocean is a reservoir of organic and inorganic material. Tell me an example of organic material you use in your life, organic material.
Fish, etc. Food.
Which one? Which one?
Fishes, food, organic material we
Yeah.
use.
Okay, fine. All the food and vegetable, non-vegetarian, all organic. Any material which contains hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen combination in any form, they are organic. Most of the food you eat, they are just a combination of hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen, plus phosphorus, little bit of calcium, little bit of sulfur. But main source, whatever you eat, is just a combination of hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen in different nets. So they are all organic. So ocean is a source for organic. Ocean contains living resource, also many eatables, which are like seaweed. They are also eatable. We don't eat in India, but many countries, they deliciously eat, like Japan, Korea. The seaweed, they contain a lot of
Sir, there are
minerals.
even pickled seaweeds.
You make pickles in seaweed. Your mother makes it?
Sir, no, sir. My cousin eats.
You try to make, all those things, they are all organic.
My mother makes prawns pickles, sir.
Where are you from?
I'm from Mylapore, sir.
Mylapura.
Yes, sir.
Tell your mother to make prawn pickle and send it to us.
Okay, sir.
That will be nice. Okay, my wife also make a prawn, almost like a prawn, different type of prawn fry, very delicious. You ask your mother to send 1 packet to us, we will send you 1 packet.
Okay, sir. Definitely.
Okay, till now, an inorganic material we every day use.
For a mobile phone. Coal.
Okay, mobile. Yeah, typically.
Petroleum.
Yeah, no, petroleum is organic because it is calcium, it contains carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Okay, all the steel.
The plastic. We throw a lot
plastic,
of waste in the ocean.
yes,
So we can use that, reuse it.
yeah, copper, metal, wood, for
Plastic.
example, all those things are inorganic. They also we use.
Silicon.
Yes, silicon. So they are all available plenty in the ocean. So that is what my point, second point. Third one, only 1% of the water available in the earth, we are fighting. Every one of us is fighting for our drinking, washing, cooking, agriculture. only 1%. Remaining 99% water, it is in the sea, in the ocean.
exercise.
Okay.
Exercise.
And yeah, and you know, the water is having a cyclic character. From the sea, water evaporates, go to the sky, and cloud moves, it falls on the earth. And the water falling on the earth, some of them stay. Some of them stay in open dams, reservoirs, and pools. Some of them go down into the ground as groundwater. Remaining again go back to the sea. It's a cycle. Okay, there are so many cycles on our life. This is one cycle. It is called hydraulic cycle. It is called. So in such situation, we have only 1% of water available for our use from lake, ponds, ground, like that. When population is keep on increasing, this 1% will not become 2%. This will remain the same. So we will later on in the future, we should not fight for water. So we have technology to convert ocean water into potable water. In Gulf country, we don't have fresh water. We don't have rain, very little. We don't have lake here. In the whole Arabian Peninsula, there is no lake. Surprising, no? On the other hand, if I travel from here to my place, Coimbatore, when I enter into Kerala, I see lake everywhere. Such a beautiful scene. But when I fly back from my native place, enter into Arabian Peninsula, I will not see anything except sand. See the difference between within 3,500 kilometers, this much of difference. But then what is common in between India and Saudi Arabian country? In between we have sea, the water is common. So you can use water, desalinate and use it. That's what we do here. So we have ocean for our risk, future risk, to convert into potable water. All these things who do ocean engineer, they always work for all these things. Why I am telling you all these things? Every resource using ocean engineer play a biggest role. That is why I am telling all these things. Ocean is a beautiful recreational site on the earth. What is the meaning of this? Anybody? Okay.
We can reuse ocean in many ways.
Sir, we can recreate it and make it to the
So we can reuse ocean in many ways. Like
So it is a part of tourism.
Tourism. Okay. Anybody here, you don't like beach? Anybody says, I don't like beach, sir, beach, B-E-A-C-H. Anybody?
Sir, I don't like it when the sand goes inside my shoes.
Well, that is your fault. You have to go to the beach without shoes. When you are going to see the beach, you have to walk by barefoot, then only you will enjoy. The connection between you, your foot and sand, there is a beautiful connection. The feeling you get when you walk on the sand, the seashore, that gives a lot only.
Yeah, but you can't do that in the summer.
You don't go during hot summer, hot climate. You go during evening, but you have to walk in barefoot to get the benefit of the beach. Then only you will get massage, natural massage, good circulation of blood in the leg. With the shoe, you will not get all those benefits. Okay, everybody love beach and everybody love to go into the sea. If somebody is asking you, come, I have a big ship, come, we will go for fishing. I'm sure everybody will like that. Ocean is a beautiful recreational site. And then in the beach, you have to make a different facility to attract tourists. And these type of facility, ocean engineer, they help. Next, ocean is a beautiful medium for transport. How? Ship transports goods from one country to another country. The cheapest way of transportation is a ship. To tell you, from India to Kuwait, if you want to transport rice, basmati rice we get here. It is transported from Bombay to Kuwait. By ship it comes. Because it can come in 6, 7 days. It will not spoil, no? Such item. Only vegetables, they come by flight. Otherwise, a ship transports rice. You know what is the difference in cost between India and Kuwait, the basmati rice? In India, you know what is the cost of basmati rice per kilo approximately? You tell me.
100 rupees.
100 rupees, correct. The same basmati rice in Kuwait you get for 120 rupees, only 20 rupees extra. Whereas, listen carefully, whereas vegetable, say brinjal, you take brinjal. In India, 1 kilogram of brinjal, how much?
25 rupees.
You ask your mother or father, who is going for shopping, you ask them. Yeah, tell me, what is the average price of vegetable in India?
Yeah.
20 to 50 rupees.
Oh, good. Okay. So per kilogram is 20 to 50 rupees. That is average. In Kuwait, you know what is the cost of vegetable? Indian vegetable. It is from anywhere between 250 rupees to 350 rupees per kilo. Why?
Sir, is it because of exporting from
Because of
India to
Because
that
of
place?
transportation, sir.
So,
Because of air transportation. If it is transported by ship, it will take 7, 8 days. By the time it reaches here, everything will be spoiled. So perishable item you have to transport. When you pluck all these vegetables from the garden, that day evening it should come to Cochin airport. Night it should fly, and the early morning next day it should reach Gulf country. Otherwise it all will perish. Air transport is very expensive. Transport by ship is very, very cheap. The cheapest on the earth is ship transportation. If you don't have ocean, you cannot do transportation by ship, right?
Yes, sir.
So that way ocean, you see how much it is helping. So to transport such type of goods in ship, if you wanted to become builder of ship, you go for naval architecture. So that is where the ocean engineering part comes. And you know, last but not the least, without ocean, for example, if I remove ocean completely, if I drink all the water from the ocean, what will happen? Anybody imagine and tell?
So we won't get rains and
We don't get rain. Okay, fine. Then
so there won't be temperature control.
why? You are right, but why?
Absorb the sunlight, heat from the sunlight.
What is that?
The water. The water absorbs the heat from the sunlight.
Okay. Water absorbs from the heat from the sunlight. Okay. Other important thing is, ocean is like a refrigerator, air conditioner. First thing is, ocean is like a air conditioner for the whole earth. It is a huge air conditioner because average temperature of ocean is only 4 degrees centigrade. You know, when you have 4 degrees centigrade water in bottle in your home, you go and touch the water, it is chill. Correct? Why you feel chill? Because the temperature of the room is 24, 25 degree, water is 4 degrees. So you touch it, you feel chill. So what ocean is doing, because the average temperature is 4 degree, it is working as an air conditioner for the whole earth. It is modulating the whole earth. If ocean is not there, the temperature of the earth will keep increasing. See, we are not able to tolerate even 50 degree centigrade when you go out. For example, in Kuwait during summer, if you walk for 2 kilometers, you may fall down by dehydration. 50 degree. Imagine if temperature goes to 70 degrees, 75 degrees centigrade, every one of us will perish like ant moving in the hot air. So if ocean is not there, all of us will die. Nobody will survive because of increase in heat. Oh, time is now more than 1 hour. Okay, this is the last slide today. Average ocean depth is 3,800 meter ocean depth, whereas average land is only 840 meter. As I told you, Mariana Trench, 11 kilometer, 11,035 meter deep compared to Everest, which is only 8,848 meter. Volume of water, I will just finish this introduction, another 1 hour slide. Volume of water is 1,370 million cubic kilometer. For you to remember, I am telling you like this. See, million, you remove this zero, 137 crore cubic kilometer. Cubic kilometer meaning is you make a box which is 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer by 1 kilometer, a box. Fill it with water. That is 1 cubic kilometer. The ocean water is 137 crore cubic kilometer. Indian population is 137 crore. That means each one of us get 1 cubic kilometer of water. That much water is available in the ocean. I will have 1 cubic kilometer water. You will have 1 cubic kilometer water. That is the volume. For you to remember, I am telling you. This is what I told you. Average temperature is only 4 degrees. If ocean average temperature increase by another 2 degrees, we will become more warmer. Finally, the water salinity, salt in water, ocean water is 35 ppt. Okay, 35 ppt means you take 1 liter of water, you take 1 liter and boil them completely, evaporate them. Finally, you have salt in the water. You do a weight measurement, it is 35 gram you get. So that much is a salt. So these are all the basic properties of ocean. All these things, knowledge, learning is first step to become an ocean engineer. Okay, I am stopping here. Next week we will go. Now few minutes we will discuss. Today I just give a motivation to you. I have not touched upon any engineering. That I will touch next week.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
So when transportation to the ocean, will it cost more for maintenance? Because the ocean is saline and saline water will rust the ships faster than normal water, right?
Yeah. Because of salinity.
It will be more, right?
Yes, because of salinity, corrosion happens very easily. For that purpose only, when people build a ship, they always make corrosion protection using sacrificial anode, zinc they use, or they apply proper marine quality paint which lasts for longer, or the material itself, when they select the steel, they make sure it is an alloy which will not corrode that easily. So like that. So they do the construction like that.
So because I've heard that, like, even though whatever protection you put, the hull of the ship will get damaged, and every year 2 times at least the hull is replaced by new and fresh oil.
No, nobody replaces every year 2 times. See, when the ship becomes very old, see, every infrastructure you create has a life. See, for example, if you build a house, whatever is the quality of concrete you put and build, it will have its life. After certain life, it will die, it will fall down. Same thing applicable for every infrastructure. Ship, you build it, For example, you buy a bicycle in your home. At the beginning, it will not have any problem of maintenance. After a few years, you have to maintain every few months. Another few years, you have to maintain every month. Another few years, you have to maintain every day. Then you cannot maintain, you have to throw it out. This is the system, the whole world. Okay, every infrastructure you create will have a life. You have to keep on maintaining. After its life, it will die automatically. Even you make the ship using gold. Gold is one material which will not corrode. No corrosion happens to the gold. Even you make using gold ship, after certain year, it will die because it is undergoing stresses and strains like your heart pumping, keep on pumping. So that is a stress and strain. It will function only for certain number of times. So same thing happens to every system.
Okay, sure.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good
Sir,
evening.
it's rather better to be a merchant navy or a Indian Navy force, which is economical benefited. Yes, sir.
You mean from the salary point of view?
Yeah, sir.
For example, if you are an expert in marine engineering, whether joining Indian government job or private job, which one will fetch you more salary? That's what your question.
Sir, yes, sir. That's my point of view. I'm saying.
Okay, fine. See, the government job salary, you know, the ceiling of Government of India, for example, if you join Government of India, job related to Navy or Dredging Corporation of India or shipping, what is the shipping company? Government of India owns a shipping company. See, all these companies, the salary limit is, according to government rule, it can be about 2.5 lakh per month. That is the highest salary, I hope. That is the salary, highest salary in Government of India. Only our President of India gets 5 lakh rupees, exceptional. Otherwise, even our Prime Minister salary is only 2 lakh rupees per month. Okay, so Government of India job as on now, as far as I know, President of India gets 5 lakh rupees. So try to become President of India.
Okay, sir.
Okay, try your level best to reach the position of President of India. But government, this is the salary highest. But private, if you join in a private company, the salary is normally, it is negotiable. It is not like, okay, this is the thing. If you join a good private company, very rich private company, European, American shipping company, based on your capacity and capability, you may get salary something like 10 lakh rupees per month. Possible. All depends on how much capability you have. See, if there is a problem in the marine engineering part, if you can solve them without any delay, then they will take you, they may give more than 10 lakh per month. They give, for your talent, they give salary.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes. Any other question from children?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yes.
Sir, in like in many mechanical stuff like car and all, we use plastics, right, sir?
Yeah.
Sir, even in oceans, like when we have to generate electricity, we use plastics.
No, not for generating electricity. Even see, if you talk about ships, you have ships of only few meter long to few 100-meter long. That is the range of ships available. When you talk about only few meter long, only for pleasure purpose, you come to Gulf country, you will see everywhere people similar to what you own in your home, a car. Here, many people own their own boat, owners of own boat. Like car, they own boat. These boats are made out of high quality plastic like FRP, GRP, fiber reinforced plastic, glass reinforced plastic, carbon reinforced plastic. Basically, they are plastic, but they are all reinforced with a different substance because they are weightless, high strength. You need not to waste a lot of fuel to propel them. So this is smaller size. But when you go for few 100-meter long ship to carry crude oil, to carry thousands of containers, to carry coal, like that, they are all made out of steel. Thickness of steel itself, the outer hull, the thickness itself will be few inch like this thickness. So different type of material for different type of ship people use.
Okay, sir. So because I asked this because like they are not environmental friendly, right?
We have to make it environmental friendly. See, when things will become environment friendly, when you throw them without care, when you throw them into the space, then only environment, it will create environmental issues. See, if you have your boat made out of fiber reinforced plastics, after 25 years of service, if you just throw it in a place and leave it like that, then only environmental problem. You take the ship, you take that boat, and then sell it to a company to a few rupees, for example, and if they reuse it, then there is no environmental problem. It goes to the factory, they cut them into pieces, small powders, then they reuse it, there is no environmental problem. When you throw all these pollution into the environment, then only it is a problem. All the plastic waste you make in your home, okay, if you make sure they are going to a factory for recycling, there is no environmental problem, because it is a raw material for the company. Since we are throwing it into the street, into the railway platform, into the forest, they are causing environmental problem. You throw into the sea, just like that, it is causing environmental problem. You gather all those plastics and then give it to a recycling company, it is a resource for them. They use it, they make a new product out of them. So environmental problem is not from usage, it is from carelessly throwing. Everything, see, wastewater you generate in the home, if you allow them to flow in the street, then it is an environmental problem. Same wastewater, you make sure it is going to water treatment plant. There they convert the wastewater into so many useful things, into gas, which can be useful for burning in the home. They make fertilizer, which is useful as a natural manure for your field. So where we are sending your waste, that's what matters. Okay.
Okay, sir.